Hello and welcome to pixelategames.com gameplay review of Impossible Mission. So here's the Commodore 64 version of Impossible Mission.
Another visitor. Stay a while. Stay forever.
Wow. What? Speech? You kidding me? I was absolutely astonished at this. The first time I saw this game was around my mate Scott's house, and he'd borrowed the game off of his mate at school, just to see what it was like, obviously, because he'd bought his own version afterwards, I'm sure. And we was playing this game. I think it was Realm of Impossibility, and it's got very stickman-like graphics. I think it's a two-player game though, and cooperative, and it was quite good. Good fun, but once we start this on, I don't think we ever played it again or anything else. So here we are. We start off in this elevator on our mission to find the evil professor. Straight off we go into the corridor into a new room, and this is what you'll see across the whole game, is these robots. And they all do different things. So you see the one at the top, he's just standing still doing nothing, but if you jump on the platform he might just start doing something very nutty and he might kill you, or he might just stand there doing nothing. It's all so random that you don't really know until you've landed on the platform with them. Oh, see you. Once you get on the platform he races towards you, and that one will just stay there until you go over him. Well, there's no chance of that happening, so let's take the elevator upwards. And it's all about timing, so you've got to search these items of furniture and see what you can find. Oh, don't find the robot, it's not good for your health. And if you fall down the side here, oh, that was a bit of a shame, wasn't it? Great sound effects, a bit hammy, but we didn't care. Man, that was awesome. You got to search for these puzzle pieces, and then in the end you have to put it all together. Rearrange it all, put it all together. I thought that might happen. If you're wondering what this computer does, you can reset the lifts in platform or disable robots. You've got a limited amount of that. So let's see if I can disable the robots. Will it let me? No, I've got to get password. So let's get out of here. Skedaddle. Just try somewhere else. Look at that animation. That was awesome. It still is. It was so great. If you notice also at the bottom there's that control panel, and you can look around the control panel, see what puzzle pieces you got. Oh, obviously I only got one, but you can move them around and put them in the relevant order. And then you sort of phone it back to your control department and find out whether it's the correct password or not. And in this case, obviously, it is not. So we'll come out of there. Oh, you can arrange the puzzle pieces as well. Nope, didn't do that. Well, I must admit, I don't really know. Just too busy going to the rooms and getting killed, to be fair. Ah, now that black orb is only available in the 64 version that I'm aware of. I can't see it anywhere else. And it tends to follow you around quite a lot. and once it does that, you've got no chance. I can see why they took it out of the other versions, because you really haven't got a chance with it. And that's the first time I noticed that actually a robot killed it. Hey, what you doing? Is there nothing there? Sound effects are really great as well. Minimal, but they do a great job. They really sort of add to the atmosphere of the game. And robot's not going to, well, neither of them are going to let me away with anything here. And that was a really stupid move. And come back to that one. As you can see this here, that robot sounds a bit vicious. Good sounds, good sound effects. So that what I just got there was something for the lifts. It resets the lifts on that computer that I looked at earlier. Ah, annoying. Ooh, so close. Oh! Oh! I might guess that I didn't do that. So and have a keep looking around, see what we can find. Oh, hello, Strange Spirit, great one. Relentless, that one. Oh, stupid, that one. So every time you die as well, you add 10 minutes to the clock. I think you've only got something like 6 hours. This one just follows you, he doesn't shoot, but he can still do damage. Hang on a minute. Oh yes. So you don't actually just drop, you drop and go forward. Oh, and he's done it again. I wonder why they call this impossible mission. I've never really figured it out. Oh, blimey. So it is a tricky game. Only in the C64 version do you get that. What a shame. Oh, that was just pathetic. I'm not really showing the gameplay very well here. Oh, blimey, what an idiot. Right. A bit of a puzzle. Oh, oh, what is a goner there? Working out perfectly. It's probably the best thing that could happen, really. Take me straight to the top. I can take you straight to the top. Yeah, so that's the Commodore version of Impossible Mission, which is the master version. Let's face it. I hate my phone. It's the master version. I mean, you will see in the later reviews how good this is in comparison to the ones that came out later and did not improve on the game. So I think we'll go to the Amstrad version next, which is the one that I grew up with and waited forward to with bated breath. So now here's the Amstrad version of Impossible Mission, and this is the loading screen, and obviously you look at it and you think, wow, this is going to be so good. So here we go. Is it going to be that good? What do you think? No. Straight away you can see that the guy looks very pixelated, and look at his legs. That's a dodgy knee he's got. Not looking good. Not looking good. Sound effects. Ropey. Very ropey. And the animation of the guy is not that great. And so there's not a lot I can really say about this at the moment. That's an improvement on the game that came out for the 64 at least 2 years beforehand, I think it was. So you think they'd really sort of improve on this, and there's no speech. That might be, I think, because they had some problems with the guys that did the original speech for the Commodore 64 who decided to up their costs. So that's probably why there's no speech, but still a massive disappointment when I was a kid. Not that I was selfish or anything. Where's the up key? So the deadly firepower of the robots has been replaced by a farting noise, basically. It's like a phantom raspberry blower. Oh, straight away he dies. What more can you ask? Oh. Okay, so I give in. Let's go somewhere else. So this is the screen that we didn't get to see on the Commodore version. And it's pretty much the same anyway. And you... Oh, you don't do that. So what you have to do is you have to do the sounds in ascending order, and that's not it. So that's a bit like Simon. The more you do it, the more tunes you have to, the more sounds you have to go through. What that does, it gives you a reset lift or reset robots option, or not reset robots, disable robots option. So I've probably got something out of that. I didn't actually see what it was. There we go, more robots of doom. Oh, that was close, God. That was right in the triangulars. Oh, I didn't see a robot. Doing well there. Oh, there. Robot disable. And puzzle piece. And the... Oh, blimey. This is exceptionally bad. Oh, my word. Right, out of there I go. Ow. Nothing in this room. Glass. Is it me, or did I just fall through that? There you go. Oh, stay! Oh! No! Wow, this is poor show. Do apologise. I might be able to show you something in a minute. You can see how terribly poor the graphics are in comparison, and it still plays alright. They all play good, except I don't. You can see the bubble, the red bubble above the search bubble is a lot more clearer than the Commodore version. Sometimes it was just a little bit more difficult to view, but it's perfectly fine on here. So the thing really, I mean, I waited 2 years for this game. Once I've seen it on Commodore, I must have waited around 2 years, thinking they've got to pull this out the bag for the Amstrad. They really have. And show what the Amstrad can do. Yes, well, unfortunately, knowing that the Amstrad had speech, we still didn't get that. I must admit that ranks up there with not getting a Sco Electric set for Christmas. You know, it was one of those things that needed to be done really. Oh, sugar ronky. Sounds like a Bond villain, doesn't it? Sugar ronky. Oh, you. It's plain silly buggers for me there. So that's the Amstrad version. Seriously, it's not that much different. It plays well. I don't play well. I think you have to understand the differences there. But it does play well, as do all the other versions. Unfortunately, the graphics are subpar, the sound is subpar, the animation subpar. It's just the gameplay that wins out on this, I'm afraid. So we'll go on to the Spectrum version next and see how that does. And onto the Spectrum version of Impossible Mission. As you can see, again, not a bad little loading screen, colourful, nicely designed in the Spectrum. And take it to the menu. Ah, well, a lot brighter as you can tell. And the guy's looking a bit sorry for himself. So, and there's the HUD, which I accidentally pressed, if I'm being honest. There you go. Keys. And a bit more zippy than the other versions. Fast on the elevators there. Now you'll see, oh, yeah, there is a problem with the Spectrum. When you are searching for things, it tends to stick on it for some reason. It wasn't my fault for a change. Oh, that was completely my fault. Right then, someone's decided to sort out his anger management, and it's stuck again. If you press down more than one key, then it tends to stick. Don't press down more than one key then. So you lose the ambient background sounds on this version that you got with the Commodore and the Amstrad. It's done it again. Right, let's come out there. Yeah, unfortunately. And that's perhaps one of the most terrible sound effects you can imagine for a lift. I'll tell you now though, this plays really good. Lift, so that looks quite good. That wasn't very helpful, was it? It wasn't very nice at all. Ooh. All that time for nothing. What you will notice is something typical for the Spectrum is that the graphics overlay isn't very clever. As you see the robots, and you see the robot at the top with that computer. It doesn't look great. That's the Spectrum for you, I'm afraid. Pretty much path, of course. But again, the search box looks good. It obviously took that into account through their 2-year wait. Oh, nice easy ones. And the robot moves when you're not near him. Weird. So a couple of docile robots here. This actually reminds me a little bit of Dunderak, which is a game that I played on the Amstrad, and the guy looks a little bit like the fella from Dunderak. I assume my game on the Amstrad was a port. Having not seen the Spectrum version, I can't possibly say. Oh, yeah. Same again. Squishy keys. Syndrome. Oh. It's probably not helped at all. Oh well. So aside from the dodgy graphics, dodgy sound effects, this actually plays really well. And I can only recall playing Horoscope skiing on my mum's computer. She had a Spectrum back in the day, and that was fun. But this would have been like orgasmic. But alas. Ah. So close. You are meant to check out all the furniture in the room, but obviously time prevails. So that's it for the Spectrum version. I mean, it's, what you see is what you get. It's very colourful. I'll take you on to the BBC Micro version now, I think. Hello, so here's the BBC Micro version of Impossible Mission. So that's similar to the Commodore 64 title screen. Well, what can you say? I mean, he looks a little bit squashed, doesn't he, this fella? Oh dear. He runs like Jeff Capes. You know, he's a bit of a chunk meister, I think. But one thing it has got that the Spectrum didn't have is that background ambient noise. So I wonder why it was left off the Spectrum. And he flies a lot faster than I imagined. Oh dear. He's good in the air, he just feels very lumpy, like hard work walking. There's a strange thing that happens as well. If you jump off the screen bounces like you've caused some kind of quake. Really bizarre. I don't know if that's meant to be like that or not. Me and this robot are having a great time. Oh, blimey. Too close. Well, I'll tell you what, did well there. Change. So really, the way I'm feeling it at the moment is it plays well, but he's just dragging on his heels. He's so difficult. He's not very fast, this fella. Oh, that's a close one. Graphics are pretty good. I like the fact that there is that that sort of atmospheric sounds in the background. It does make me wonder if it was a capability of the BBC Micro to have that sound, then why was it on the Spectrum version? So it makes a difference, really. There we go, that massive jump of the screen. Right. Oh, come on, sluggish or what? It's like he has porridge instead of feet. Or whatever that's supposed to mean. Ah. This is the... figure out the tune. Figure out the key controls. Come on, have another go. Hey! So, again, that's a way of getting the lift resets or the disable the robots. And that's pretty much the same throughout each platform. And the lift actually sounds quite good. Okay, it sounds like my next door neighbour's vacuum cleaner. But compared to the Spectrum version, which is just absolutely ridiculous, I mean the sound effects on this are pretty spot on. Oh, plank. Does it again, just to show that it can. And you know what, if it wasn't for that guy, the poorly animated guy, and the way he walks along so sluggishly, this would be quite cool. I mean, he's quite cool, he plays really well. But there's definitely room for improvement there, but the sounds are great. Especially the death sounds. Oh, didn't want to do that. Oh dear. Let's just try out one of those things. Let's freeze robots. I think it says disable robots in other versions. Who am I to be picky? Ah. Yes, I forgot to mention that this is not a permanent feature, it's a temporary time limit that the robots are actually disabled for. Oh, I didn't think he was going to move. Oh, what? Really got to figure out what these guys, these robots, what their different nuances are. See, I thought he was going to move then, but they don't always live up to expectations. Right, so he's not going to move until I've jumped over him, clearly. Right, okay, so that's the BBC Micro version, and that's the end of the gameplay for Impossible Mission. I hope you enjoyed it.